The Ukraine-Russia War, Historical and Geopolitical Roots. The Ukraine-Russia War. This is not just a conflict that began in 2022, its roots trace back decades, even centuries. Why did this war break out? What historical, political, and economic factors set the stage for this crisis? Today, we'll uncover the answers to these questions in detail. Let's get started. 1. Historical background. Historical ties. The rise of the Kievan Rus and Moscow since the 9th century. Ukraine's division and incorporation into the Russian Empire in the 18th century. Ukraine's strategic importance during the Soviet Union era. Path to independence. The collapse of the Soviet Union in 1991 and Ukraine's declaration of independence. Strained post-independence relations with Russia, Black Sea Fleet disputes in Crimea. 2014 crisis. Annexation of Crimea and conflicts with pro-Russian separatists in Donbas. Minsk agreements failure and ongoing uncertainty. 2. Geopolitics and NATO factor. NATO expansion. NATO's eastward expansion since the 1990s. NATO's 2008 promise of membership to Ukraine and Georgia, sparking Russia's backlash. Russia's perspective. Russia's view of NATO's encirclement policy and Putin's security concerns. Ukraine's bid for NATO membership and the unease it caused in Moscow. Alignment with the EU. Ukraine's 2013 intention to sign an EU association agreement and Yanukovych's withdrawal. Euromaidan protests and Ukraine's pursuit of integration with the West. 3. Economic and energy politics. Energy routes. Ukraine's critical role in transporting Russian natural gas to Europe. Projects like Nord Stream 2 and their impact on Ukraine's transit revenues. Russia's economic pressure. Economic embargo imposed on Ukraine in 2013. The EU trade agreement seen as the start of an economic war. 4. The road to 2022. Military buildup. Deployment of over 100,000 Russian troops near Ukraine's border in 2021. Western intelligence reports warning of an imminent war. Diplomatic failures. Unsuccessful negotiations between the US, NATO, and Russia. Putin's red line warnings and Ukraine's strengthening ties with the West. War breakout. Russia's large-scale military invasion of Ukraine on February 24, 2022. The narrative of a special military operation and Western sanctions in response. 5. Global impact of the war. Economic consequences. Rising oil and gas prices and food crises. Western economic sanctions on Russia. Geopolitical shifts. NATO's resurgence and renewed importance. Increased defense spending in Europe and the emergence of new alliances. Humanitarian crisis. Challenges faced by the Ukrainian people, millions of refugees, devastated cities. Psychological toll of the war on all parties involved. This war leaves deep impacts not only on Ukraine and Russia but on the entire world. To learn from the past and truly value peace, it's essential to analyze such crises accurately. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share your thoughts in the comments. Please feel free to mention any other topics you'd like to see in the comments. See you in the next video.